Okay, we are going to talk about Maestro's temperament evaluation. So, he's the biggest of the litter. I think he'll be about 18 pounds, just like Mom. And yeah, he's a playful, sweet little guy. So, what you first need to understand is that the low, medium, and high is not good or bad, it's a spectrum. So, what you're first going to notice is that I place him into the testing area, and it's a new area, new obstacles that they haven't really seen, and I see how he is. How does he take to it? Is he stressed by a new environment? Is he just not a big deal and tail is high and he's checking things out? And I gave him a medium because his tail was high, but he was moving kind of slower and he could see the stuffed dog from far away and was just kind of watching it. So he's just more observationist, I guess. He's just more observing. And confidence wise, I gave him a medium. He tried everything and he was really enjoying himself. But what you'll notice is I get to the bridge and I try to convince him to go over the bridge, and he kind of like scurries and he tries half of it and then he comes back off and he tries half again and he's kind of like, are you sure? Are you sure I can do it? Which I find probably pretty true in our day-to-day activities as well, trying to get him to go over like the lip of the gate or something like that. He needs a little coaxing to show him that he can do it. So what that means is he really needs a family that's going to empower him and not coddle him and don't do it for him. Otherwise, he's going to believe you. If you think he can't do it, he will think he can't do it. But if you can empower him and encourage him and tell him he can do it and he's a good boy, he's going to love that. Nerve strength and resiliency. Oh, sorry, motivation level. So his workability. How badly does he want to work for people? I gave him a medium, more so because that, just like what I explained, he wanted to try things, but then he mostly wanted to cuddle. He mostly just wanted to be with me and sit in my lap and be picked up. But then he would try things. He kind of followed my little octopus or the little thing. And the ball, he did not want to chase the ball. So I think he will be happy to train. But he's not going to necessarily be gung-ho for maybe a higher energy dog that is passionate about those training sessions. Nerve strength and resiliency, the ability to handle stress. And I gave him a medium. I didn't really feel like he was stressed by anything. He was just more observant and took things at a slower pace, but nothing was really stressing him out. He wasn't like signs of stress in a dog as like lip smacking, whale eyes, yawning, shaking. He wasn't doing any of that. So I do think that he will be able to manage and adapt to new situations quite well. Touch tolerance, I gave him a high. He's just kind of like a puddle of goo when you go to do his hand massage and his 10-step handling and turn him over like a baby. And I find that also true day to day. He just does really well with the touch tolerance. And that's not how much they enjoy it. That's how tolerant they are. So like a vet visit, a groomer's visit, they don't have to enjoy those moments of being handled, but they do need to tolerate it. And that is one of the things that all families should continue to work with their puppies and continue to build that tolerance. Energy level. So he's definitely the lowest energy of the bunch. I would still consider him a medium energy dog. He's still going to have puppy energy. He's still going to be happy to keep up to family adventures. Kind of a go with the flow. But out of the bunch, he definitely is a little bit lower. You notice he sits every once in a while. And so he just really sweet that way. So medium energy, lower of the bunch. Sound and sight sensitivity. So you'll notice there's like a Fisher-Price popper that I make a really loud sound with, and he didn't even look at it. You see his ears kind of flinch, but he like barely turned around to even look at it. And sight sensitivity. I popped the tunnel up to see how much he like responds to bright, like big movements. That's what I'm looking for. Fast movements. And he, again, didn't really notice. Day to day, I would say, and then afterwards, he also saw the tunnel kind of flip, and he like ducks, but that's the same as like something coming swinging at my head. I'm going to duck, but it doesn't necessarily stress me out. So that's what we're looking for. And then prey drive. How badly do they want to chase things? He liked the odd toy, but he really had no interest in chasing the ball. So that might be easier to handle for a home that has young kids or kids that run through the house or other animals, because the puppy doesn't care what's moving. They're going to chase anything if they have a higher prey drive. Human focus. I gave him a high because he literally just wanted to hang out with me the whole time. He would have been happy if we just like sat in that first position the whole time with me snuggling him. Tender-hearted. I gave him a high. So you'll notice that I like roll on the floor and pretend to have a tantrum, and I'm like crying and see if they care. And he very much did. After I noticed after he was peeing in the tunnel. That's why it took him so long to care that I was having a tantrum. But then when he was done, he came running out to my aid, and he was like snuggled up by my face, and he was so worried about me. So these are the dogs that you hear when you're in bed sick for a week and the dog never left your side. That's a highly tender-hearted dog. On the flip side, if a home has a lot of big emotions or people struggling with anxiety or depression, those are the dogs that also end up with anxiety and depression and whatnot, because they're trying to take all the human emotions, or they're holding the weight of the world on them, trying to fix it all. So although those people tend to be drawn to that personality, it's actually the flip. We need a puppy that maybe has a lower, moderately tender-hearted, so that they're going to be like, check on you, but be like, you good? Okay, come on, it's time to feed me. Let's go for a walk. Submissive for dogs. So I noticed that he, like, you see at the beginning, he like makes eyes with the stuffed dog and he doesn't really go over, and then eventually he does get close and kind of like army curls really low. Doesn't mean that they won't get along with dogs. It just means that they will approach more cautiously. If there's a dog that's more versus a dog that's more assertive, they're like right in your face and right to the bum for dog greetings. Yeah, so I think he'll do fine whether there's another dog in the house or not, just depending on temperament. So if you have any questions about Maestro, let me know.